Mine was a lot different from Robyn's reception as well. It was really a simple event.
It was literally kind of a coming out party for us. This one event was really where most people were going to meet us as we were, polygamous in a setting where we were abiding as an entire family. It's all ego, baby.
Hey everyone, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. It's Friday, April 14th, 2023, and I've been in one of those, rabbit holes or mole holes, whatever, in my research today and yesterday after I made some weird discoveries by going through my sister wife's closet's Pinterest. I know, it's so bizarre what you find on Pinterest, but there was this weird detail about Kody and Robyn's wedding and the extravagance that they spent on specific accessories that was absolutely shocking to me, and then it kind of grossed me out. And I apologize if any of you are into bugs. I don't like bugs. I don't like moths. I don't like to wear or be around things that are insects, and I certainly don't want to wear them. But Robyn Brown looked like a very beautiful bride, and her wedding was this really contentious point on the show. So much so that the other wives on the show frequently would talk about how Robyn's wedding was so different than theirs because of the level of extravagance. The fact that they had a huge party, the fact that they spent a lot of money on it, and the fact that she got to go on this 2-week vacation on her honeymoon to San Diego with Kody after the wedding. All of this coincided with all of this happened to coincide within weeks of when Truly was actually born. So it was just very poor timing, but I guess there's never good timing in the world of polygamy. But a detail about this and just the amount of money that was spent on these items is so bizarre to me, considering all the other things that this family needed to spend money on. Like, for instance, while this was happening, Robyn was on food stamps. Christine had just declared bankruptcy and was on food stamps. And somehow they were able to put together this event, which included using preserved butterflies that some of them cost over $100. I'm shocked at this because it's such a small accessory to this wedding that makes little to no sense, and the cost of it is so excessive. Not to mention, Robyn wore preserved butterflies, which are actually dead butterflies, made into hair clips on her hair, and then she gave them to all of her bridesmaids. But then after the wedding, she made everyone give her back the clips, and then the clips were preserved into a display, which she again paid for. This is such a weird situation. And then on top of that, I had to spend time learning about the butterfly trade and preserved butterflies and if it's legal or not. It is, but there are some issues in the butterfly world. Lots of butterflies right now are becoming extinct, and Robyn just doesn't like animals. You guys remember the video that was going around where she kicked a dog? So she kicks dogs and wears dead butterflies. I don't know if I can like this woman even less, but the cost of this is ridiculous. So let's dive into today's topic, which will tell you just how excessive the spending is in this family. Before we do, can you do me a big favor and give this video a thumbs up? Also, please subscribe to my channel if you've not yet subscribed by clicking on the subscribe button down below. Make sure to leave a comment if you have something to say. Share this video with your friends, and let's go. So I made this really bizarre discovery when I was on the Pinterest board for Robyn, and then I moved over to my sister wife's closet, and then I found this board called Businesses We Support, which then linked to this company called the Butterfly Store. And I was like, oh, that's cute, because Robyn's obsessed with butterflies because of, I don't know, the freedom of what a butterfly signifies. And I noticed that they had pinned a photograph of her and Kody dancing, and it was like a real butterfly clips that get you noticed, and it says Robyn and Kody Brown's wedding. Okay, so I clicked on the link, and this company is out of business. The company is actually owned by a polygamist, Drew Briney, and 2 of his wives. And if you remember, Drew was on Seeking Sister Wives. He actually had to leave the state of Utah. He lives in Oregon now because he thought he was going to get arrested for going public. Well, his company, he had a company for like a very short time called Wings and Things. And I guess Robyn had this idea that she was going to have a wedding that was all designed around butterflies. And so she went to Drew, Kody and Robyn went to Drew and asked him and his wives to help them design a wedding with these dead butterflies. And the company, which I found out about on the Wayback Machine, I had to go back through there, and I found that not only did she use this for her hair, the butterflies were also on the cake, and I believe some of the bouquets for flowers also had butterflies. There's actually a picture of the cake from the wedding, and it says the picture above was taken at the wedding of celebrities Kody and Robyn Brown from Sister Wives and was featured on national television. Robyn's butterfly theme made a stunning impression for her wedding. Since no one else in the world can create these fabulous products, we delivered an unforgettable butterfly wedding theme. Our real butterflies on stems come in all sizes and colors, and you can make sure to get the perfect fit. And because we have the largest selection of real butterfly gifts, you can be sure that we have what you are looking for, provide that you can find it in nature, and the butterfly is legal to sell. Order your butterflies on stems today. So there's a lot of butterflies that are literally not legal to sell because of their endangered species. And there's this huge underground market of smuggling that happens where people go with like nets and they smuggle butterflies out of specific areas, and then they traffic them over to like Malaysia and Thailand and Japan, and then they sell them after they die through conservation efforts. It's really bizarre. I learned more about this world than I wanted to know. There's a legal method that you can do this, and then there's an illegal. The illegal sourcing method is so interwoven into the real world of selling butterflies that sourcing and figuring out where you're buying them is critical because there's smugglers involved in this whole industry. Butterflies are a hot commodity, and I had no idea until today. But anyways, these were once live butterflies. And on Drew's website, he doesn't say at all where he gets these butterflies, how he acquired them, whether they were acquired from a legal vendor or if they were through an underground source. So there's really no way to know where the butterflies came from. But he designed an entire theme of wedding. And so he used this whole thing, the Kody and Robyn's wedding, to create an entire special day designed around butterflies. So basically, what they did, Kody and Robyn, was they went to Drew, who's a polygamist, and he has this weird company that sells preserved butterflies, and they're basically butterflies that have died that are on a stem. Now, most of the butterflies here are not endangered, though some of them are threatened and come from areas of the world where they're in a habitat that is on the verge of like some of them are from the Amazon, and the Amazon habitat is obviously like threatened because of industrialization and from burning. And then others are just threatened because of the smuggling and this demand for butterflies. Like, I had no idea people were this into butterflies, but they use these butterflies, which were expensive. So according to what I found on their website, they actually had a picture of her cake, and the cake actually had a Morpho-godardi, which is a large iridescent purple butterfly. This one butterfly that was at the bottom of her cake, according to their website, starts at like $119, and it can go up to $139. And then she had another tiny butterfly on her cake, which if you remember, it was the tiered cake and it had purple flowers. And then I didn't even really notice the butterflies, to be honest. I was like kind of shocked. But there is a very rare butterfly that's a part of it. And I don't, it's a Morpho Godardi. And that specific butterfly, the price of that one butterfly on their website has it listed at anywhere from starting at $100 as low as $119 and up to $137. So it's not necessarily like this company doesn't exist anymore. These were like prices that were listed from years ago. So I'm just going off of what I found on the Wayback Machine. So one single butterfly on her cake was over $100. She also had every one of her bridesmaids and her wore butterflies in their hair that cost $37. So according to Drew, each one of her bridesmaids wore these like butterflies called I don't even know. It's a Morpho Sulkowski lympharis clip stem wire. And this specific it's a very iridescent, it's a beautiful butterfly, by the way. It comes from the Amazon in Ecuador, and she had at least 8 of those. So each one of those was $37.45. So she spent $300 on hair accessories for just butterflies. And then once the wedding was over, not only did she take the butterflies that she purchased and gave to her bridesmaids to wear, she took them back. And she had them create a display of the butterflies that they wore in their hair. They wore in their hair at the wedding. And so she could forever have these butterflies in a display, which she has hanging in her bedroom. So they created a display for her, and the displays, apparently, those cost hundreds of dollars. I was looking at their website again, and again, the butterflies are very expensive. And Drew was very much using Robyn's wedding and Kody and Robyn's wedding as a means to sort of show how great his products are. So I was kind of stunned, one, that anyone would want to wear like a dead insect in their hair. I hate bugs, even if it's a butterfly. I don't want any bugs to touch me. People wear leather, people are into taxidermy, so I thought weird. But I also thought it was just odd, like why wouldn't you just go get a silk butterfly that's cheap and within your budget? This was a family that was having a hard time paying rent, that was struggling to eat and feed their kids. Robyn was on food stamps. Christine was on food stamps. And they are going to this extreme level of spending money on bugs to wear, insects to wear in their hair that are dead. And then on top of that, this whole industry is just raft with like scandal and like $200 million world of smuggling. And so many butterflies now are endangered or threatened. It just makes me really sad to think that like anyone would want to wear something like a butterfly when we know how important they are to our ecosystem, and that they would be turned into jewelry. And the reason why she may have chosen the specific butterflies that she did is that these specific type of butterflies are very expensive and they're prized by extremely wealthy collectors. So Wikipedia says that Morpho butterflies are often very expensive and have always been prized by extremely wealthy collectors. And then it goes into a list of all these different wealthy collectors. And then they talk about how some people have gone to extreme levels to collect certain species of these morphos. There's one in particular called the blue morpho. It's a beautiful butterfly. And they actually sell blue morphos. It's crazy. They said that that some people go and exploit these habitats of where the morphos are. They lure them into clearings with bright blue decoys, and they collect them, and their wings are used as an embellishment for masks or to wear, for jewelry. So it's like a symbol of wealth. That's the historical sort of connotation of these types of butterflies. So they're picking a butterfly that has a known history of being known as coveted butterflies by collectors because one, they're expensive, and two, they are a sign of wealth. Robyn came out of a divorce with over $30,000 of debt. And again, the family was strapped with cash. They had a brand new baby. Christine had literally just declared bankruptcy. Kody had declared bankruptcy a few years before. It's just shocking to me that on a wedding day, you would take this level of extravagance with just a dead bug. Now, for some people, they're not going to care. But one thing I noticed was Gwendolyn was talking about how, her dad and Robyn have these ridiculous ideas about spending, and they spend outside of their means, and they have lavish taste. And this is just one tiny symptom. So think of all the other little things that Kody and Robyn have purchased in their lives that are, expensive. Someone had mentioned that they have these large amethyst. They have these large amethyst clusters that are on their floors in their house. And I was looking online, and amethyst clusters, like the ones that are photographed at their house, literally can be in the thousands upon thousands of dollars. And they have really large ones that are just sitting on their floor at Robyn's house. Again, if you get one that can sit on the floor at your house, you're talking about a product or a crystal that would cost thousands of dollars. So they buy really expensive crystals that are just adornments. She spent tons of money to wear dead bugs. And this is now, if you start to think about why some of the other wives had problems with inequity in this family and saying that where's the money going, Robyn? Where's all the money being spent, Kody? Where's all of our money? Well, all of the money is in frivolous spending, like wearing dead butterflies in your hair, purchasing ridiculous amethyst crystals to sit on the floor. And they're beautiful. But this is a family that, and she has all of these intricate tea sets and figurines that are very expensive collectibles. When she got into this family, the day she got into this family, even before she was married, was spending money there was nothing to it. I can't think of many brides that would actually think to spend this kind of money when they've lived so meagerly, when they were living basically unable to pay bills, had massive amounts of debt. She brought in over $30,000 of debt, which the Brown family had to help her pay off, by the way. And she was worried about having butterflies in her hair that are a symbol of wealth. It's ridiculous. It's no wonder they want Janelle and Mary to come back. They need the money because they both want to appear wealthy. I'm just waiting for the day that they file bankruptcy. Now, again, you guys can do this with what you want. I think it's gross to wear these bugs in your hair. Some people didn't care. A lot of people in my comments didn't like that she was wearing animals in her hair, and they think she hates animals. And then on top of that, they were like, she just doesn't care about the amount of money she spends. And TLC could have very well helped pay for some of these costs. But at the end of the day, even if they got a discount, what a frivolous thing at your wedding when you could have just gotten a cheap silk butterfly at the craft store and it would have looked just as good. So tell me what your thoughts are about this. I can't believe Robyn wore a dead butterfly in her hair that cost hundreds of dollars, in the comments below. Bye, guys.